What if India's government bought everything from pens to trucks using AI agents? What if the system could flag fraud before it even happens? And what if that system is already doing $65 billion in business quietly? This isn't some moonshot. It's the story of GeM, the government e-marketplace, possibly the most ambitious government tech platform in the world, and it's doing things startups still dream about. At the sidelines of AIIM's biggest engineering summit, DES 2025, we spoke to Pankaj Dixit, the Chief Technology Officer at GeM, who discussed how the government is using AI, not just to streamline procurement, but to build a smarter, faster, and more transparent marketplace that handles billions in public spending. I'll tell you all about it on this episode of Point Break.
Some of you who would have heard of it, some of you may not know about it. This is actually, it works like, something like the Amazon for the government. Government, I mean the central government, the state government, the ministries, the state departments. So whatever public funds, the money that you pay as taxes and which the government wants to use for purposes, for office or infrastructure, they get spent through this platform.
It's being called Amazon for the government. Except here, the orders aren't for gadgets or groceries, but everything from trucks to laptops to biometric systems. And the buyers? Every public department in India. This is GeM, the government e-marketplace, a platform where taxpayer money meets procurement scale. And it's quietly becoming one of the largest digital marketplaces in the world, moving $65 billion worth of goods and services in the last year alone. But GeM isn't just about centralizing buying. It's about transforming how the government spends with transparency, scale, and now AI. Let's start with the numbers. 22,000 plus daily participations, 17,000 plus orders issued per day, and up to 2,000 new tenders posted daily. GeM isn't a dashboard. It's a live, breathing economy of its own. And while its total transaction value since launch now tops at $155 billion, what's more striking is the growth curve. From just $12 billion a few years ago to $24 billion, $48 billion, and now $65 billion in financial year 2024-25. That's near exponential scale. It's also the second largest public procurement platform in the world, behind only South Korea's Coneps. Before GeM, tenders were informal, often limited to who you knew. Now anyone in India with internet access and the right credentials can bid. A tender posted in Delhi could have bidders from Assam, Gujarat, or Tamil Nadu. No middlemen, no gatekeepers. This democratization has opened doors for thousands of small and medium businesses. MSMEs now account for 40% of all transactions on the platform, an inclusion story that aligns directly with national economic priorities. But here's where it gets really interesting. GeM is shifting from a digital marketplace to an AI-native platform. We're talking chatbots, code generation models, fraud detection algorithms, and agentic AI, all being built into the infrastructure. Let's break that down.
So we adopted the generative AI about a year back, and the agentic AI, which is still, it's a new idea, but a lot of people are using it, and we are also in the process of now using it. The first use case that I'm using agentic AI for, which we are developing internally, is for what I talked about, conversational AI. So we have a requirement of information from our database. If I give it to my team, there'll be a DB team and they'll distribute it across various people. They will break it down into various DB tables, schemas. They will work on it. They will do ETLs. And after maybe a day or so, they will come up with some responses, right? Now, it's a very standard way of doing working. The queries are very structured. And this is what AI does best. Whatever can be standardized and structured, AI can do best. So everything which the DB person is doing, is because of a domain expertise of being a DB expert, but that can be learned by AI very fast. So we are trying to break that particular complete chain of action to be done by various agents. So when I speak something in English, it should be able to contextualize that, convert that to small problems. Each of those small problems to be given to different agents to be worked on databases. They all collect the information and give it to us.
Launched in mid-2024, GemAI supports 10 Indian languages, voice-to-text input, and even handles post-login operations like ticket status, order queries, and vendor approvals. What's more, GemAI includes input and output guardrails to ensure no misuse or misinformation, crucial when you're operating on a government platform. And soon, GemAI will escalate queries to human agents after a certain threshold, ensuring a seamless human-AI handoff. Think of it as your virtual procurement assistant with accountability. GEM also uses machine learning and deep learning to flag unusual activity. If a buyer and seller are submitting identical specs, logging in from the same IP range, or bidding in suspiciously similar patterns, the system automatically raises red flags. This isn't just good for compliance, it's essential when public funds are involved. And unlike punitive systems, GEM doesn't punish, it informs and empowers buyers to investigate. This approach builds awareness and trust, both of which are critical for public technology platforms. Imagine asking, show me the top selling items in Karnataka last quarter with pricing and supplier names. Traditionally, that would take 2 days of batch processing and SQL reports. GEM wants to do it in seconds. Their upcoming AI stack will allow senior officials to simply type or speak queries, which will be interpreted by agentic AI agents, each handling a specific subtask, querying the database, and returning real-time visualized insights. With petabytes of data across 5,000 plus tables, this isn't just a nice-to-have feature. It's how the system evolves from being responsive to being intelligent. Beyond procurement, GEM is testing AI in areas most of us don't even associate with the government, such as secure code analysis to counteract poor documentation and attrition, CV parsing, and AI-assisted hiring for internal roles, forecasting tools for dynamic pricing and demand estimation, business cockpits for slicing and dicing data across verticals, and eventually AI-generated tenders and RFPs triggered by a single voice command. The platform is already preparing for a migration to GEM 2.0, designed from scratch to be AI first.
One last question on, so what is the vision for GEM? Say, what do you want to achieve in the next 5 years or 10 years?
Yeah, so one vision is, of course, that we are building a new platform. And my vision is that the user's journey should be shortest on the platform. You should be able to do whatever you want to do in the fastest possible time. Like I said, with the minimum number of clicks, scrolls, navigations, or pages. And you should have a assisted journey where you just have to, maybe approve a couple of times or 2-3 times, and then your job is done. If you're a seller, if you're a buyer, you should be able to put out a buying order in the least amount of effort, and let the volumes keep increasing and increasing and increasing, so that we help the government save more money.
So what does all this mean? GEM may have started as a digital tool, but it's now becoming an AI-powered infrastructure for public accountability. It's changing how governments spend, how small businesses win, and how citizens indirectly benefit when $15 billion in savings, yes, that's the estimate, can be redirected to public programs. It proves that AI in governance doesn't have to be flashy. It has to be functional, fair, and fast. And if India's government can build an AI marketplace that runs like Amazon and scales better than it, maybe the future of public tech is already here. So if you're building in AI, look beyond big tech. Public tech is scaling fast. GEM isn't perfect, but it's real, it's open, and it's live. Critique it, contribute to it, or compete with it. This is your call to engage, because public systems don't just need watchers, they need builders. That's all we have for this episode of Point Break. I'll be back with more from the front lines of tech, AI, and transformation. Until then, stay sharp, stay curious, and think AI, think AIM.